Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading this is part 2 for the week of April 11th. This right here is part 1. We've already done part 1. If you haven't watched it, it is linked up in the description down below. But we are just going to go through here. With the Leo card there, you have the solar flares card. It says activate. I mean, your whole entire reading was literally about starting something new, getting started on something you've been thinking about for a very long period of time. So I feel like it's time to get moving. You're not getting any younger, Capricorn. I feel like it's time to move your ass, right? And get moving. So there you go. I feel like a drill sergeant today, but there you go. With the Three of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups has been coming up a lot. It is a card of focusing on your emotions, but the reason is that she values her emotions above everything else. She really cares about how she feels about something. She can represent nurturing energy, being intuitive, all this other stuff, but more than anything, she moves towards what she feels. And again, I feel like this Three of Wands here is something that you've been feeling like doing. Just a little side note here, if you're not trying to get pregnant, Empress, Queen of Cups here, I would just be careful, is what I would say. If you are trying to get pregnant, go for it, right? With the Judgment card, you have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is your dreams. Page of Cups, normally, he has a cup that has a fish in it. I always say that fish that is in his cup, it might exist, it might not exist. It might be part of his imagination. It doesn't matter. He needs to grab onto that fish. He needs to make sure the fish doesn't escape. So I kind of feel like some of you, it's kind of like you're grabbing a hold of a dream here with this energy, especially with that Judgment card. With the Empress, you have the Emperor again. I'm telling you right now, there's definitely love available to you. I'm pretty sure we talked about this last week. I'm pretty sure you had a similar situation where it's like there's definitely love coming in for you. It could also be a water sign. It could be a fixed sign, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, but it could be a water sign in general. Again, general reading, could be any sign. So that's what I'll say there. To me, this is like a divine counterpart coming in for you. It could be a surprise. Don't say I didn't tell you, by the way, Capricorn, because I've been telling you for months that I feel like if love is coming in for you, I feel like it's a little bit of a surprise. And I don't mean oh my God, you're gonna be you're gonna be shocked, shocked and can't believe it, surprise. But I just think you're just not expecting it, but it shows up and you fall in love and you're like, oh my God, how did this happen, right? 6 months later. So it's that type of surprise, a gentle surprise that's coming in for you. But I feel like it's, again, clearly a divine counterpart for a lot of you. And I like it. I feel like you're kind of waking up to this as well with the Judgment card. Some people read the Judgment card as an ex coming back. Like I said in the first reading, I do kind of get that for some of you. But again, I don't like giving false hope. So what I would say for the most part, it's a new person for most of you. And, I feel like it's like a divine counterpart type situation. With that cat spirit there, you have the whale spirit. It says, trust in the great mystery. And so I kind of feel like this is more talking about spiritual flat tires or whatever you want to call it, Capricorn. I say that because of the Judgment card and the Tower, which we talked about a lot in the first reading. I just feel that the mystery is kind of like why things have had to happen in a certain way. I feel the message that I'm getting in my head is a lot of broken plans, it's and these plans might not be, are you overly upset that some of your plans recently over the past few months have been broken? I'd say for some of them, yes. For others, I feel like you're just plans got broken. And these plans are literally everything. So maybe you planned on going to the store and it didn't work out. You had to wait till the next day. Maybe you planned on traveling or moving or going on a vacation, the World card. Maybe things didn't work out. But I feel like now it's finally things are starting to fall into place. Sometimes I think we go through periods where we experience a lot of these, spiritual flat tires or, things we kind of come up with the plans and every single plan we try kind of breaks down, doesn't work. And it's now I think this reading is saying, here's the payoff. Here's the reason why you had to go through these things. And that's what this great mystery is. With the Four of Swords, you have the Seven of Cups. It's going to be really important that you focus. This pretty much comes up for everyone right now. That I feel like there's a lot of fluff energy. You've probably heard me say this in the past. I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on in the ether, right? In the energy. And I feel like there's a lot of fluff and I feel like the universe is saying, ignore the fluff. If there's something you want to accomplish, focus on the thing you want to accomplish. Ignore everything that's going on around it, right? Because I just feel like there's like a lot of distraction. I feel like there are a lot of things that could be distracting, good and bad, right? I feel like there are positive and negative distractions going on at this time. So I feel like it's super important that we stay focused. I feel like it's a great time to set standards for you, Capricorn. I almost just said shit ton, but I don't swear on YouTube. But anyway, I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. And what I've been doing lately is I've been saying, okay, these are my standards. This is the amount of work that I want to get done every single day. This is the standard amount, this is how much I want to focus on my health. This is the standard amount. And I kind of check in with myself and I make sure that I'm like meeting the standards. I feel like as long as you do that, then whatever distracts you after that is fine. But you have to be honest with yourself, number one, and you have to make sure you're staying focused. But I feel like that would be good for you right now. With the Tower, you have the Magician. The Magician is a new beginning. The Magician can represent starting something new. He can also represent doing things in a different way. Sometimes we can like have a Tower moment, and the Magician is the answer, because maybe the reason you've had a Tower moment is because you've been doing things the same for too long, which the Tower can represent. The Magician, he has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. So it's like, it can say that you've been using one suit. Maybe you've been using the swords and you've been using your intellect and communication, but maybe you need more creativity in something where there was a Tower moment. So if you have experienced a Tower moment, like in a business, for example, maybe, again, you've been using too much logic and words, right? Maybe you need more creativity with the wands, right? So you need more wands energy. Again, you're going to have to be the one to figure this out. But sometimes I feel that with the Magician and the Tower, it's kind of like saying, just try a different way. The Magician, it's also super important that we focus on what we want again. So there's another card of like really needing to focus. With the Eight of Cups, here you go. Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor. So definitely could be love coming in for you here. I think sometimes people, I get a lot of comments where people say they don't want a Knight in Shining Armor. They don't want someone to save them or whatever. I'm like, that's not what I mean by Knight in Shining Armor. I just mean a good person. That's just, I think that sometimes people take the meanings way too literally with the tarot. It's just a good person coming in for you, someone who sweeps you off your feet, someone you enjoy. It doesn't mean that you're a damsel in distress or someone saving you or anything like that. It just means that there's a good person coming in for you, and that's kind of what I feel here. If you don't want love, to me, this reading is all about your dreams. The Page of Cups, imagination with the fish, right? The Knight of Cups, he's normally looking into that cup, and he is scrying, like, the ancient art of looking into water and seeing things psychically. He is imagining his future life, whatever that is. He just needs to start planting seeds. He just needs to start working towards his goals, wishes, dreams, and he will be successful. With the Tear, the Fan, and the Grapes, you have the Wall, which says misunderstandings, and you have the Young Woman, which says dealings or relationships with a younger woman. Some of you could be dealing with a woman, but again, I don't attach gender to my cards in these general readings. You could just be dealing with a younger person in your life, and there could be some misunderstandings with that person. I feel like some of you could be correcting those misunderstandings. Some of you, I am picking up that this could be in love. So maybe you've been dealing with a person and you're kind of correcting some misunderstandings. For others, it's weird because I am seeing something. It's like I'm getting the word personality popping into my head here with a younger woman card. But I feel like it's something you're working on. And so if you're working on a project, right, it's like sometimes I think a project can take on its own personality. And there's something there about like the messaging here. So what the hell am I talking about, Capricorn? What I'm getting is that there's some sort of disconnect. If you have like a business, for example, I feel like this reading is saying it's what you're doing is right. Or if you have a job, what you're doing is right. You're going in the right direction, but there's like a disconnect in the messaging. So that's how I'm reading that for you. If you're not dealing with a younger person, there's some sort of disconnect there. So if you have a business, maybe you want to work on the marketing or the messaging or how it appears, right? Same thing with the job. Maybe you're having a hard time getting a job, and maybe there's something about you. It's not saying there's something wrong with you, but maybe there's just something that could simply be corrected that will help you get a job. It's like you never know. There might be some like a spelling mistake on your resume. Maybe you're not including something on your resume that you should include. Like sometimes I think people don't include enough of the skills that they have. It's like you never know how one little skill that you put on your resume could get you hired. So I feel like there's some sort of, I don't know, that's for somebody out there. So I'm going to say it. With the Four Wands, you have the Five of Wands. Again, it's kind of funny because I feel like if you are looking for love, or even if you're not, I feel like you're conflicted about marriage, like whether or not you want to allow someone into your life. Now, this has definitely been coming up for you quite a bit over, I would say, the past few months, really, Capricorn. So some of you might be kind of going back and forth with the whole marriage, get married, that whole thing, and you could be conflicted. For others, I feel like you are just kind of trying to set yourself free again. 5 of Wands is conflict, competition. 4 of Wands is freedom. But on the 5 of Wands, normally there are some young people on the 5 of Wands. They're actually learning how to fight. They're not necessarily just fighting just to fight. So I feel like you're learning a lot. Let's see why. With the World, you have the World. So you have the World twice. That's basically the universe saying I meant what I said. The World is an energy of completion, and it could also be you being born into a new world. I always say that this lady here, I'm going to show you over here, she represents a sorceress, and she has mastery over all this. She doesn't have mastery over all the suits. She is a totally integrated being, is what I meant to say. She is a combination of all energies that exist. And so she is like fully integrated. She is like the magician. She has 2 wands. One of those wands represents like the magician's wand, where she can manifest things with her words or her thoughts. The other wand kind of represents manifesting things like physically, more with like actions, like the Emperor. You have the Emperor and the Empress here. It's like literally both sides of her being a fully integrated being. So I feel like for some of you, it's kind of like it's like the combination of energy. For whatever reason, I'm seeing it as very important here for you, Capricorn. With the Emperor, you have the 7 of Wands. Sorry, my camera went off, so let me fix this real quick. There we go. The 7 of Wands is a card of commitment, and it's also a card of conviction. I always say with the 7 of Wands that, like, if you know that something is going to be successful for you, it will be successful. So I feel like your beliefs are going to be very important. I feel like believing that things are going to work out for you is going to be very important as well here. But this is a very good reading. I feel like you are kind of definitely manifesting. Number one, if you want love, amazing, right? Definitely a divine counterpart could be coming in for you here. I feel like you're going to have to put in the work. And again, I feel like there's some hesitations on your side as far as love is concerned. Some of you maybe not, but if you're hesitating about love, I do feel like this would be a good person for you to be with. Again, like I said, I don't think the tarot says you have to be in this relationship. We have full control over our own reality. We do not have to be with anyone, but I do feel like this is a good person if you want it. For others, I kind of do get the feeling of like needing to take a little bit more risk with that 5 of Wands. I don't think 5 of Wands is like taking some sort of crazy risk, doing something nuts. But to me, there's like a little bit of adventure. I call 5 of Wands Indiana Jones a lot of the times because it's kind of like Indiana Jones. If you've ever watched those movies, it's like the 5 of Wands reminds me of going on some sort of crazy adventure, doing something you've never done before, learning along the way, and then finding your treasure at the end. And so I really feel that energy for you here. Really amazing reading. I love this. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.